So I unboxed this Vevor power bleeder the other day, and it's a bit chaotic. There's no directions, doesn't tell you how to do anything. I was going to post a video of it and then bleeding my brakes, but I mean, it's pretty crazy. You got to figure everything out. It ended up being a super long video, and I just didn't want to post anything. So now that I've got things figured out a little bit, I will show you it in action. It works really well, but it's a bit of a pain. The fittings they have apparently don't fit a Ford because I can't get it on my master cylinder. So this is the one that I thought would have worked, but it's actually too small for my Ford cap. They're pretty much the same, except the Ford cap's almost 2 inches inside and the Vevor cap is like 1 3/4. They don't have anything similar to it. So you have to use one of these contraptions and one of these contraptions that I bent because otherwise the cable slides right off. I'll show you here what I'm doing. Alright, so this is the pieces I need that I'm using for the Ford. And if there's a better way and somebody knows, by all means, let me know. Through. Now, come up here. Run the camera there, boy. This goes under here. You may have to lift it up more to see. The cable comes around. And then it goes in there like so. This one slips in. Like so. Then this one, it goes over it. It's got a piece that comes over it like that. And then it goes into the black thing as well. And I still don't have it right. Then you just cinch these down till they're tight. Alright, so these are tight. You kind of got to watch. It'll collapse your plastic master cylinder reservoir. So I think that's good. Alright, so now we're going to hook up the air hose to this. It's set at 40 psi. Hook. Alright, now when you use this thing and you unhook it, this hose will fill with air. So I'm going to bleed it. Put my water into here, or my brake fluid into here. You gotta have a cap, because otherwise it just won't come out. Just like an air coupler. Turn this one off so it don't leak air or push air through. Down here. Turn it on. Shut that one. Okay, turn this on. What are we reading for pressure? It says no more than 40. I'm going to go ahead and turn my pressure regulator up so that I can increase that pressure. All right, so it's 30 on here, says no more than 50. And if I turn it past 40 on my regulator in the shed, then it does not, it starts to bleed off. This has got an overpressure. All right, so I want you to watch this hose. All right, so if you keep an eye on the hose here, you can just zoom in up here. We're gonna run it until we get all the air out. It's gonna go into this bottle. We're gonna catch it. And as you can see now, it's only fluid. Took a little bit in the bottle, and then I'm gonna hook everything up and we'll go bleed it. Okay. All right, we're gonna hook this up. I've done it right, and this thing is sealed correctly, then it shouldn't blow brake fluid everywhere. Okay, it's filling up the master cylinder. All right, so we got it sealed up good. I don't know what all them fittings in that thing fit, but I can tell you they don't have one that fits the Ford cap, unfortunately. All right, so now we're under the truck. I've got the bottle set up, and this thing is going to, so I put a new ABS module on this truck. We're going to try to bleed it through without activating it. I don't have a computer to do that. I've talked to some people that have had luck with that bleeding them and not needing it, but we're going to try it. So I'm going to, bear with me here. So I'm going to open the valve, and I'm filling it with brake fluid in the hose, and we should see if any air comes through. And there should be a significant amount of air. So, I don't know if that'll do it or not. I'm going to try to get the air out now, and then I may have to go activate the ABS and the gravel and try to work it through, but we'll see. And I'll keep you updated and how this, if this thing will push all the air out or not of the ABS. Okay, so I didn't get the other side. It's pretty neat when it's pushing all that air out of the line. It bubbles pretty hard. You feel it. You definitely see it in the line. It'll shake your can. And the can. So we're going to try to catch a little bit of that here. I suspect there should be more air in the line. Yeah. So I've got the hose going up so it fills the line with air. As you can see, it'll Fills it up pretty quick. That seems to be all the air. I've run one of these bottles clear out of the truck, and I'm hoping that that's all that I have to do, but I guess we will see. Put the rubber boot back on. Helps if my fingers are out of the way. And just like that, I mean, I bled this thing. I pushed, I don't know, an easy quart through it in about 10 minutes. All right, so it's been a couple hours working on this truck, trying to get the brakes to work with the ABS and the ABS module and bleeding everything. And I think I got it there. The Vevor bleeder seems to work pretty good. On the Ford, like I said, I have to use this piece, one of these, and the cable, because the closest thing to it is this fitting, and it doesn't fit. I don't know what they fit. There's no information that comes with this kit. You get one little slip of paper that gives you some really generic stuff. But I do think it would be beneficial if you're, working on cars, bleeding brakes. This is what you'd use on the old big cast iron or steel, whatever they are. Master cylinders. It's got the big rubber fitting to cover over it, the gasket to seal it. The pressure pot part of it worked really good. I don't know if you could buy the fittings. It gives you a whole bunch of fittings. I have no clue what these are for. I've never seen a master cylinder quite this big. Not on passenger cars and trucks anyway. There's a bunch of these, and they all appear to be pretty much the same thing. These are like screw-on ones. I don't know. This here, I could get this one to go inside, but there's no way to make it latch. It's unfortunate that they left out Ford. I would assume that most of the Fords are the same, the master cylinder caps, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Another great big one. But it worked. It gets the job done. It's a bit overwhelming. I was going to do an open and use review, but it's my opinion, it was too difficult to try to figure out everything. It would take too long to put it into a video. So that's why I kind of did it this way. The pressure pot works really good. You hook up your pressure, your air hose, it's got a regulator, but I didn't see that it actually does anything. So I set my air pressure at 40 in the shop, put it like 32 on here, and you turn your air on, and you got to bleed the hose. I showed that, but then after that it works really good, and one person can bleed brakes. I don't know. Again, I'm not impressed with no directions, and trying to do it right out of the gate, like I said, just wasn't really an option. But I couldn't find any good information on the YouTube showing how to set these up either, but I think everybody has the same trouble. It's just going to be a little playing, but once you get it figured out, they do work really good. So for $89, so far, it got all the air out of my system without a computer to activate the ABS. And I don't know, I spent $80 or $90 on it, and I saved probably $100 from taking it to the shop to have them do it, so, or more. Worthwhile. I would buy it again. I'd recommend anybody that's doing it yourself to get one. Makes life so much easier.